Welcome to Moss on Sundays, guys. Now that we're got that momentum going, and the first half is about reading you, analyzing you through two near death experiences that I've had. I've been able to hone, and we all have these abilities. I've been able to hone what what we all have, where I can pinpoint exactly what's going on with you. You don't have to tell me a thing. You don't even have to use your real name. And that's what we're going to do. And then not just tell you, it's not like a psychic reading or anything like that. It's way beyond that. And then after, or during, I'll be working on you and helping you say edit those patterns or programs that I see in you. So, and it, it's not psychology or hypnosis or anything like that, where it takes, say, decades to transform. You literally, say, experience, say, a change pretty much right away, and that's what many of you are feeling actually already. So let's take a deep breath in. Whether you believe it in it or not, it doesn't really matter. We can't believe how airplanes work, or we still haven't figured out how nature does what it does, but it still runs the way it is. So it doesn't matter about your belief system. Your The way the world works still dictates you, right? So again, taking a deep breath in, just noticing where you are, noticing the space around you, noticing you in your space, and then a strong breath in again. So as you go a little deeper, and notice how I got you into those deeper states. Again, it wasn't a hypnosis, meditation, or anything like that. It's literally about frequencies. You change your frequency, you change your life. As a note, I'm not a doctor in any way. I don't claim to cure you, but Eastern medicine, Western medicine, or anything in between, nothing can change you if your own natural healing sense of self is not awakened. And that's what I do best: awaken your natural essence, or you. So this process, again, the first half hour is about you, and I'll just read people that are chatting with me. And while I work on one individual, I'll be working on the rest of you as well, right? Especially if you have of similar issues. So just stay quietly meditating in your space, if you'd like that change. This one was Trish. It says, "Hey Moss, feeling upgrades every day. Please scan where I'm at." Yes. So for those people who are doing XI, through the 18 days and some of the other programs that I offer on mossajati.com. So what's happening to you is that, well, you're really realizing, say, the essence of life. Say that, Trish, you've always been held back. But it's almost like someone has always been pulling you back, and then you're looking at your life. It's like, but I know that's a lot better out there, right? And now, through, again, whatever you've done with me, it's like you've cut what's holding you back, and now you're just like going forward, because, well, you already had a vision of what's out there, right? So, which is really fantastic. Now, again, you can go forward into that vision. So let's just help you, say, run forward, where you don't trip. There might be an experience for you, from what I'm seeing, that you maybe a month online or something like that, that it's like you're going forward, you're having a great time, and then all of a sudden it's like you trip. And it's not because it's like, oh shit, it didn't last, or what the hell happened. It's just because, again, you were running way too fast. So it gives you a chance to say slow down. So again, when that happens for you, it's a great learning opportunity to look back on, see what you tripped on. Right. And then it's kind of like having a black box, right? In airplanes, they have a black box. And then if there's a crash, they look at the black box and see what happens. So other airplanes don't repeat it. So the same thing with you, Trish. You just, like, when you trip, it's not, again, your old self isn't coming back. It's just that you are going to analyze what's still holding you back. and then you break that down, and then you're really solid, and then you don't have to worry about falling backwards. You don't have to worry about people holding on to you, or killing your dreams off and stuff. So really nice job. Fantastic. This one is from Radiantly Rising. Hi, Moss, can you please help me with my nervous system? I am in a lot of pain. And again, not a doctor or anything like that, but what's happening for you is that, and again, it could be the work that you're doing with me. What's happening is that you're releasing a lot of toxins, especially if you did the total human reset. You're releasing a lot of toxins. There's an awareness in you that's coming out for you, or realization. And then also I see a lot of anger in you as well. So that's coming out in a good way. So say, for example, and yeah, this is you, your mother or your mother kind of feels, say, controlled, or like, when your mother was like super angry at you, right? You get really, really, say, nervous, you get like tensed up. Well, that tensed up feeling has never left you, whether it's your mom or your dad, or almost another presence in that family, if you want to call it a ghost. Let's just call it a presence, that like literally possesses your mom or dad. It's a female frequency, so I can't quite tell. And by the way, your dad feels not so much of a masculine man, so that confuses me as well. Anyway, the point is that you go through childhood, like, say, every time you walk into you walk into your house, or every time that you hear the door, slam open, slam, and it's like, oh shit, they're here, and then you just like tense up, right? So that pattern is literally from a chemical standpoint, it's always the flight response. So what that means is that, when you're always under stress, always under tension, your body releases the fight response. And if you've lived that, it's a lot of toxic chemicals, by the way. In normal doses, it's good because adrenaline, it accelerates you. But for you, you've been in that every day of your life since you were, I want to say 12, and then something happened, and then it got a little heavier for you. You went through puberty, and then from there, your body, solidifies a bit more, it gels going through puberty. It's like, shit, this is the way it is. So your body just keeps creating that. So that's why it's important, if you have kids, by the way, guys, send them through XI and so on before they hit puberty, because whatever that they went through solidifies when they go through puberty. It gels, it solidifies, and then by the time they hit 18, 20, it just like, well, it solidifies, it's rock solid. It's hard to change them, just like many of you, although with XI it's pretty quick, but still a little bit more painful if they did it or changed when they were young. It's just, it's a snap for them. So anyway, for you, what I was getting at is that all those toxins have really, say, irritated your nervous system, and now you're reclaiming yourself. So I would suggest fatty foods, cholesterol foods. And again, I'm not a doctor, do your own research, but cholesterol is what needed for your nervous system, your nerves and everything else to, say, come back online. Okay, so you're in a good place, but again, you're actually seeing how nervous and tense you are. And I just worked on you a little bit longer just because you needed that extra work here. This one is Gold Seal Viewer. Can you please scan me and see anything about my health? Sure. So for you, hon, when I scan you, a lot of your health issues, you have like 3 or 4 health issues. One, again, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but your you age a lot faster, for example. So you, even at a younger age, you would have had, say, arthritic type patterns, like in your mid-20s or 30s and so on. And so basically you have diseases of an older person. So why is that? And a lot of times, you might go to the doctor and it's like, shit, there's nothing wrong with you, or chemically, through their test, there's nothing wrong with you. But in reality, what's really happening is that you're running an older version of somebody. Again, maybe a grandfather or it's a grandmother. So say that your grandmother died and was very fearful. And you were very young. So somebody died when you were like 2 or 3. They necessarily didn't cross over. They basically jumped into you because you were that bright little thing closer to God, so to speak. And then, well, ever since then, so ever since you were, like 2, 3 years old, from what I'm sensing, you were running, say, somebody else's pattern. That's other aspects other than your health would be that. By the way, I'm removing that other person as we speak. So you never feel like yourself. You always feel like, you want to go one way, and it's just like you discipline yourself, or you criticize yourself, or you say, I have to act older and all that stuff. Again, it's because another person, an older person, is in you. It's just like having a grandmother like with you all the time. When you're a little kid, you can't do this, you can't do that. So that's been here. So that's the side effect of that as well, not just your health. All right. So hopefully so what I did for you was disconnect that person so they cross over. You're going to feel, say, distorted, disoriented, because that person has been telling you what to do all your life. So again, you might go into, say, kind of like a void space because nobody's telling you what to do. So start telling yourself what to do. Okay, just reclaim yourself, and then hopefully you get connected to whatever you need, Eastern medicine, Western medicine, to help you, say, recover. Okay, but for the most part, I actually see you, if you keep doing the 18 days, you actually start to recover without anything. So. This one, thanks so much. It says November 8th. Give me a second here. Yeah. So what you want to do, and again, very powerful as the months go by, and that's what I'm going to be talking about, the New World Order coming up. We're going to be taking complete advantage of the New World Order. So what you want to do there, and for many of you as well, feeling that way, is that you want to stay present, okay? Because now it's like, I've got this power, and from your old patterning, and success mechanisms and all those things that teach you that are kind of off center or wrong, basically. Let's just call it what it is, especially like goal setting. You seem that goal setting type individual, so what they teach you in like business and motivation and self-improvement and, all that, like Tony Robbins, Joe Dispenza, and, all the Grant Cardone and all those people. I mean, they're fine people, but again, very limited to, the level of success that they can get you. So anyway, so in that psychology is that you have to have a goal, because, humans are goal oriented. They're actually not, they're expansive oriented. So what I'm telling you all is that, you've reached a great plateau, right? You've gotten stronger. You've come into your own. You've gotten confident. Notice that you didn't go anywhere, right? It wasn't a goal that you did that. You basically expanded within yourself. That's really key. And now you're going, and now you're using your old methods, going, okay, I've gotten here. So what goal should I set to go over there? Well, the key is, like I said, how did you get to that level? Because you want to just perpetuate that level. Okay, you don't want to again, go to your old methods, and that's really key for those individuals who are, like A-type personalities that are, practicing exponential intelligence through the 18 days, or again, whatever other programs that we do. Is that those old goals or old ways of success have to be eliminated. I'm not saying that they're wrong. It's just that you have to solidify who you are first. And that's where we are, who you are first. So understand the mechanics. So for you, again, how do you stay there? Well, you start to understand the details, right? Say like you're an architect, most people come into a building and they go, oh, that's a beautiful building or ugly building. But then an architect, what would they do? They'll start to go, I wonder, where the, the supporting structure, the supporting walls, I wonder how they supported, the big spans overhead and so on like that. They start to read or understand the details on how the structure or the mechanics of, the building works. This is the same thing with you, start to become an architect of your life and start to understand, structures and how things support financially, your own identity, your own rendition of your body and so on like that. So really key in the future, now that more and more individuals are ascending quite fast, I'll help you with detailed classes on that. Okay, so this one says, thanks for the amazing one-to-one Zoom healing in the other day. Really helped me shift. You're so welcome. Yeah, so for you, let's just push you a little deeper. It was a release. It's almost like you needed an okay. Think of it as that. And again, guys, if I'm reading you, I know it's not for my accuracy, because I know I'm right, because I can just read you so clearly. And again, I've worked on hundreds of thousands of people one-on-one, but comment in on the comments. So for those other people, or for those people who are new, okay? So because this guy can say anything, right? So again, comment back if I'm reading you, for their benefit, not mine. Anyway, for you, it's almost like, where was I? Yeah, it's almost like you couldn't do what you really wanted to do back in the day. So you needed permission to be your best, if that makes sense to you. So now I think that the one-to-one Zoom, the private sessions that I offer, what's happened there is that that time you've elevated yourself. You rose to the top, and then you looked around. It's like, shit, I am, the owner. I am the king of my life. And then that one-to-one Zoom basically said, hey, I was telling you, hey, you're the owner of your life. You can design any way that you want, and that's where you've been set free. Another way of putting it, or you might experience it this way, that you were, say, an animal on a leash. Okay, kind of the same pattern. An animal on a leash. This might resonate with you a little bit more. So, say you've got a a 20-foot leash, 10-foot leash, it doesn't matter, and you're staked on there, right? You can see the possibilities, you can see your potential, but then you run towards your potential, and then you just boom, you get snapped back. And that's been your whole life, whether it's been relationships, success, adventure, whatever. You can only go so far, and boom, you get. So basically, telling you it's okay to disconnect you from the leash, because well, how they train elephants, right? You've seen elephants at the circus. It's a tiny little rope. What they do when they're babies, they have this huge rope that's tied to this pylon that they can't move, and they keep tugging at it, and they go, shit, I can't get away. And it's just brain memory. So now they put a tiny little rope, in just just in the sand, and then it's like they feel that tug, and they won't go anymore. So same thing with your life, hon. Although they have immense power to go way beyond. So you're free, hon. Very fantastic. This one again on YouTube. Could you please scan myself and younger daughter, drug issues, and trying to do your program? Thank you, Mas. Yes. So many individuals. Again, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I have helped many parents remove, say, those addiction type patterns through their kids, and a lot of those times the kids don't have to even do the program, but it seems like she is, which is even better, because I can work on them through you. So no matter what you're doing, always bring your child in, always bring your daughter in into the meditation, but not next to you. Okay, imagine her meditating far away from you, and you're here, she's somewhere else. It's important because and unfortunately many people, they try not to give their kids the same life that they did, right? So what they do in this case is that they overprotect. They protect the hell out of their kids, and then for your daughter basically feels consumed, or literally like she can't breathe, especially when she was around 12, 13, 14. So yeah, So when you, and then on top of that, your family is like superstitious. So you believe that if you did something wrong, you're going to get punished for it, or there's going to be evil spirits and stuff like that. And again, all religions, and obviously, the dark sides, spirituality, and so on. They believe in that scenario, somewhat one way or the other. And that, well, is it true? Sure, there are presences there, but the key is that you're always controlled. Okay, they always scare you, although there's no fear in there. So I say that because there's another presence that's wrapped around you, or if according to you or your family labeling, you might think that your family say cursed. Okay, because let's just say that things happen and then something goes wrong to well, destroy whatever goodness that was about to come, right? So you get like 3/4 to, say, a goodness space, and then from there, well, something happens to destroy it. So your experiences of having a child basically is that as well, right? It's like you see the blessings of what could be, and then it's like, well, let's say the burden at the same time. So what I was helping you do again, um, um, what I was helping you do is like break free, remove whatever presence that consumes your daughter. Because especially when people start taking drugs and so on like that, or alcohol. I posted on my Instagram, which I suggest that you follow, Instagram, and then also YouTube. Is that the reason why they call it spirits? Is literally there are, say, a presence in alcohol, especially, and then drugs that literally start to consume and take over you. So, or you get seduced by it, especially if you're weaker, you'll get seduced by drugs. So, removing those patterns for your daughter, she feels like she's stable or stronger from that whatever she's done, but after this mini session here, hon, she'll feel like she's broken apart, which is a good thing because she's breaking away from the destruction, that would have, say, consumed her. You'll feel like you're breaking apart as well, and then you'll try to latch on to her. Don't do that. That's the reason why you guys are where you are. Okay, allow things to fall apart. I can't say that enough. Allow things to fall apart. So, and allow it to fall apart, and then as it falls apart, at and it's fallen, you'll go, thank God it fell away. Okay, but when you're trying to save something that's breaking down, it's pretty hard to, no matter what situation you're in, it's pretty hard to break, stop it. So again, don't try to console her. Don't try to, again, consume her again. Okay, just pull back and allow her to break down, and it's better for you and it's better for her. So this one, hello, Moss, feeling stuck and really needing to move forward. So for you, was it Mal Hartman? So yeah, for you, so you've done, I don't know, it seems like you're kind of new to me from what I'm seeing, or you finally get it. Either way, it's a newness in you. But from what I'm seeing in you, analyzing in you, is that you've always been really stuck. Okay? It's nothing new, but for the first time, you're actually seeing what is holding you back. So say, imagine that you're walking along, and your coattail gets stuck on something, right? And you're just going forward, and you're just like, on a treadmill, basically, because you're stuck, and you don't look around. You don't think that you're stuck. You just think that it's like a treadmill. You're just walking, but then now, through whatever that you've done with me, it's like you look around and it's like, shit, I haven't gone anywhere. I haven't gone anywhere in my life. I haven't really experienced it. I'm, X years old. I haven't really adventured. I haven't had, that fantastic, say, relationship or anything like that in my life. Literally, you've been on a treadmill and you've been in one spot looking at life. So the key is that you've always been stuck. Now you're realizing it's like, shit, I'm stuck. So which is half the battle. So in this again mini session, let's help you get off the treadmill. And then, whenever you've been on something like that, a treadmill, you get off, you'll feel that jerky motion like that, right? You'll probably feel that in your life, and things will kind of not say be normal for a little bit until you get used to, say, running your own life, perpetuating your own life forward. So it's really key. Okay. So what I'm going to do, guys, is stop Instagram, and then I'll reset Instagram again. So I'll open up another live session for you, and then we'll get on to the New World Order, Moss on Sundays, the deep science on that. And then while they're coming back online, I'll read more of the YouTube and Facebook people. So just give me 1 second, guys. Alrighty, well, they're coming back online. So yeah, people commenting in, so that's fantastic. Thanks, guys, for that. This one, there's so many comments that are coming in. It's hard to read. Well, I'll just pick one. Masa, I do feel the frequencies, my abilities are getting stronger. Yes, they are. And notice, Pamela, that as your abilities get stronger and stronger, you're not destroying yourself, right? Because a lot of people have, say, fantastic abilities, but then what happens is that those abilities destroy themselves, or it's like, shit, what do I have to do to get more abilities? Basically, you're selling yourself to something, or sacrificing yourself to something. But in this scenario, the more you use your abilities, the more abundant, or the more, say, expansive that you get, which is really fantastic. So this one, Moss, why do I trip on my path forward? Well, I kind of explained that. It's for you to go back and get more solid on the logistics on how you go forward. Okay, so it's, for example, like, say like you're driving forward, and people just get into a car, right? And they just drive forward, and they're driving cross country. Well, that car breaks down, right? And then it's like you're on your own path, or you're alone, and it's like you start to figure out that, hey, it's the carburetor, it's the the whatever it is, the fuse panel, or the gas filters, whatever it might be, right? So you start to understand the mechanics, but then that makes you a better traveler later on. So that's why you trip forward. It's not a bad thing. Again, there's experiences. Once you get into XI, you'll see that, oh, it's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing. I mean, like my 2 near deaths. If somebody told me, hey, you're gonna freaking drown, that would, even, it's like, but don't worry, it's gonna be good afterwards. You're still gonna be scared, right? So the same thing here. So maybe I shouldn't have said anything, but I think it was important for me to say that for you, because again, it allows you to slow down and observe as well, because you don't pay attention to a lot of the details that you should, and as you ascend higher, that could be a problem for you. Okay, we'll take one more, and then actually we won't. Well, let's just get into Moss on Sunday here, since it is on the 3/4 of the hour.